News for New York presents Positively Black.
The road to being a shot caller in the world of business can be a tough one, but in New York City and nationwide, the type of business owner and how they're funding their startups are changing. Selena Hill is the digital editor at Black Enterprise magazine. She joins us to take a look at some of the trends in Black business. And this is something you covered for the digital online edition of Black Enterprise magazine. What were you surprised by when you tackled this subject? How did it come onto your radar?
Yeah, so I was browsing online and I came across this survey that was done by a research group, and automatically, I mean, we cover Black businesses at Black Enterprise, so nothing was too surprising, but I think it sort of affirmed a lot of things that we've been covering in the research that we've been gardening, like, for instance, the fact of why people are going into
and let's talk about that, because we have some of the numbers on that, why African-American small business owners have decided to start businesses. I was surprised to see that 62% wanted to pursue their passion. Usually it's something that comes out of necessity, am I right?
Yes, well, you know, I wasn't really that surprised by that statistic. I feel like now in the digital era, so many of us are constantly exposed to people who are taking leaps into entrepreneurship. Right. And we're seeing that, you know what, if they can do it, so can I.
Is it an age thing? Is it a gender thing when it comes to starting small businesses as well?
Well, when it comes to Black-owned businesses, African-American women are actually driving this growth. They account for 59% of all Black-owned businesses. So many Black women are starting their businesses out of the necessity that you spoke about.
Right. I want to also talk about where it's happening. We talked about the why, the where it's happening. Not necessarily in New York City. We're looking now at the top 5 states for Black business owners: Texas, Georgia, California, Florida, and North Carolina. So surprised I can barely talk about it, but you said don't discount New York and New Jersey. What is happening here that we should know about, Selena?
Absolutely. So another study, a report that Black Enterprise recently published, talks about New York City being the #1 market for small businesses.
Really?
The reason being, if you can stand the congestion and the stress, New York City is where small businesses are making the most money. I mean, trends also show that businesses in New York City, that when it comes to their annual revenues, they're doing much better than businesses in other cities. And on top of that, I mean, it's New York City. This is a magnet for the top talent and top university grads. So if you can open a business here, there will be no shortage of great talent, great employees, and great people to hire.
It's kind of like living here. If you can make it, then you'll be
yes,
okay,
right? You can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
Finally, I want to talk about funding. We talked about some of the challenges that African-American business owners may face as opposed to others. Is that changing, and where is that coming from when it comes to the startups?
You know, Tracy, the survey also affirms something that we know. One of the biggest challenges that an overwhelming population of African-American business owners face is funding. It's capital. And we recently reported at Black Enterprise on a report called Project Diane. Now, this report showed that only 0.2% of all capital from investors was allocated towards Black women founders in 2016.
Even though Black women are founding up so many startups, which is what we were talking about before. So it seems like capital and funding and revenue and all of these things still lingering overhead.
Yes, it is getting somewhat better. So Project Diane also showed in 2017 that only 34 Black women founders were able to secure over $1 million in funding.
Wow.
So there is some progress. It's very incremental, but we're getting there.
Still a lot to go. Selena Hill from Black Enterprise magazine, thank you for breaking down the trends for African-American small business owners. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, Tracy.
Got it.